In today's video, I'm going to be explaining to you how logically you keep manifesting the same things into your life over and over again, and I'm going to be showing you exactly how to break this cycle. Hey guys, it's Lauren. Welcome back to the channel where we talk about everything having to do with mindset, manifesting, and the law of attraction. If you're interested in one-on-one coaching, I'd love to help you manifest your dreams. All the information is down in the description below. So right now you might be finding yourselves doubting your manifestation or not being so certain that you can get the thing that you want, whether that has something to do with relationship, money, business, career, opportunity, purpose. It really doesn't matter. I understand what you're feeling. I understand where you are, and I'm going to explain to you how the questions that you are actually asking yourself about your manifestation is exactly the indicator that you need to understand why you are not in the position to receive it. Whenever you're trying to be, do, or have something that you do not currently have in your life, we go through three main levels of questioning, okay? And I'm gonna explain to you how actually each level of questioning that you might find yourself at right this very minute is actually the level of awareness that you are at. So the first level of questioning that we go through is called, is it possible? So you're trying to get something new, maybe it's a relationship, maybe it's money, and you're gonna ask yourself, is it possible for me to get this thing? Can I actually have this thing in my life? So while this might not seem like such a big deal to ask, is something possible or not, what you're not noticing is that every question is not actually a question. It is an assumption in disguise. Yes, that's right. Every question is actually an assumption. And since we already know about the law of assumption and what Neville Goddard told us is the assumptions that you believe to be true in your life are going to impress on your subconscious, and they will be reflected back to you in your 3D world. So for example, when you ask the question, is it possible for me to be rich? What are you actually saying to your subconscious? Well, you're saying, number one, I am not rich. And number two, it may not be possible. So what the subconscious is going to do is bring you a direct reflection of the evidence of the assumption that you just asked in the form of the question. So it will show you you are not rich right now, and it will show you mixed results about whether something is possible or not, because it may not be possible. So for example, you're gonna start seeing, oh, that person is rich, but then you'll be like, oh, but they're smarter than me. And then you'll be like, oh, that person did it. Oh, but then there's that person that didn't do it. And you'll constantly be flip-flopping between it's possible, it's not possible, it's possible, it's not possible. And the reason for that is the nature of the assumption that is underlying the question itself. So that is actually the first level of awareness, which is the is it possible level of awareness. You will get stuck in this loop of is it possible basically forever. So you can kind of think of it as the questions that you are asking are actually the level of awareness that you yourself are at when it comes to who you think you are and what you think you can create in this world. Now, the second level of questioning is definitely slightly better, but it also has its traps that you have to watch out for. And this is the how level of questioning. So the how level of questioning would be, how can I be rich? It's obviously better. You can see that the assumptions would be, number one, that it is definitely possible. If you didn't think it was possible, you wouldn't ask how. But then the next assumption is that you don't know how, because you wouldn't be asking how if you thought that you knew the way. And then the third assumption is that obviously you're not rich right now. So from my own experience, the how level is a very tricky trap of a level. I spent more than 10 years at this level studying all sorts of different disciplines that are related to the goals that I personally had, like psychology, NLP, spirituality, theology. And yes, this level is very interesting. You can learn a lot of fun and interesting things at the how level. But if you're looking for results in your life, the how level is definitely not where you want to stop in your journey. The good thing about the how level is you will still get results. So if you ask, how will I be rich? You'll find a whole bunch of different methods. And as long as you start putting your effort and energy into any of these one directions, you're still moving your energy. Whereas at the is it possible level, none of your energy is moving in the direction of your goal. The next level of questioning is, when will I be rich? And obviously some of the assumptions are that you know how, that it is possible, but it assumes that you aren't rich right now, and it assumes then that time is a factor in you being rich. So now that you understand these different levels of questionings, then what is the solution? How do we get to the point of the subconscious mind returning the evidence that we actually want to see in our 3D world? Well, the answer is not to ask a question at all, but to make a declarative statement. So you would say, I am rich right now. This is what Neville Goddard is talking about when he says to go to the end and to live from the wish fulfilled. So when you're running affirmations or visualizations or any other technique, that is the point of the technique. The point is for you to make a command, a declarative statement of what will be, so that the subconscious mind can then replicate that assumption for you. When you ask questions, you are still using assumptions when you ask questions, but they're not the assumption that you want to ask. That's why you keep repeating the old story without even knowing it. When will it happen? Can it happen? Is it possible? All of those questions you don't recognize, but you are actually repeating your old story in a different way. You keep affirming for the things you don't want through your mode of questioning. And that's what I mean when you say you can either be in questioning mode or you can be in knowing mode. Once you are using declarative statements, once you are going to the end and you're cognizant that this is what you're doing, now you are going to be more in knowing mode. But if you're using any of the levels that we just discussed, you are still in questioning mode. So that's why I always say that you can't trick your subconscious mind, because literally when you ask a question, you are saying an assumption, right? So it's very important to pay attention to this. Whether you're really all in, whether you've really taken the leap of faith on the things that you're trying to create in this world, or are you still in a way externalizing your power? Are you still looking for the answers outside of self? Now, this is the bonus section, guys. There actually is a level above the declarative statement. Okay, so saying I am rich right now, there is a level above that. And that is the level of asking questions that make the declarative statement an assumption. So you can say things like, why am I so rich? Why is life so easy for me? Why do I always get all the best parts in all the Hollywood movies? So do you see, in each question that we just asked, there are assumptions built into them as well, but the assumptions are the declarative statement. And these are known in our field as affirmations, and they are very powerful. As a matter of fact, they're so powerful that these kinds of statements that assume the declarative statement in a question are called leading questions in law. And that's why you can't actually ask a leading question in a court of law. If one lawyer asks a leading question to the defendant, the other lawyer is going to say objection. That's a leading question. And the reason is that these types of questions actually play on our subconscious mind and make us think that the assumed information is automatically true. Okay, so it can actually tamper with the outcome of a case. So comment down below, what level of questioning are you finding yourself at? And make sure that you're definitely being aware of this in your daily life. In the meantime, you're definitely gonna wanna check out this video. This video is definitely gonna help you with your manifestations. Thanks so much for subscribing and hitting the bell. I make each video with love, and I will see you guys in the next video.